This Get Limit Outdoors Tech Tip is presented by BBG Marine Electronics. Discount prices on marine electronics, parts, accessories for your boat, and so much more.
Hey Get a Limit fans, Todd Driscoll here. As tournament anglers, all of us should do all we can to make sure we minimize stress on fish held in their live wells. Make no mistake about it, dissolved oxygen is by far the most important consideration relative to live well fish care. And low oxygen levels are the primary cause of fish stress and death in the live well. Colleagues of mine at Texas Parks and Wildlife, Randy Myers and Jason Driscoll, have put together an online presentation detailing the use of pure oxygen injection in boat live wells. And we'll provide this web link at the end of the video. In my opinion, this system is a must-have for all tournament anglers, especially those that frequently fish summertime tournaments. Long story short, boats with good functioning and efficient live well pumps can maintain optimum oxygen levels during the cooler months. But when you get over 15 pounds of bass in the live well with water temperatures exceeding 80 degrees, none of the factory supplied systems can maintain ideal optimum oxygen levels. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the installation of this system in my 2014 Phoenix 920.
I'm getting ready to install my direct oxygen injection system in my 2014 Phoenix. I've got all the components laid out here. Like we mentioned before, for a little over $300 you can get all the components you need to get full-blown 100% oxygen injection installed in your live wells. Let's just go through the individual components here. Of course, first off, you got the aluminum medical grade oxygen bottle. You also need a medical grade oxygen regulator. This one here is actually adjustable, but the one that we offer in the spec'd out kit on the web link that we have in the video here is actually much more simple to operate than this one. You can see this one here is adjustable, liters per minute flow rates, but the regulator in the kit is actually a fixed regulator to make it that much more easy to operate. You don't even have any adjustments. It's completely foolproof. So you've got the bottle, you've got the regulator, of course you've got a heavy vinyl hose to run back to the back of the live wells. To actually run the hose through the back of the live well walls, you need a couple brass fittings. They're just 1/4 inch male and female brass fittings, and of course we'll walk through how to install those. Really the most critical part of this whole deal are these oxygen diffusers. These are what's called fine pore oxygen diffusers. The bubbles that come out of these diffusers is really almost it's really not even bubbles. It's just a fine mist of oxygen. It makes really good use of the oxygen in the bottle. It makes the oxygen last much longer. Plus the fine pore bubbles diffuse in your live well water much better. Just more efficiently spreads the oxygen in the live well water. Much more easy for fish uptake of that oxygen. Really distributes the oxygen well on live well water. I've already ran the oxygen hose through the side gunnel here to save us a little bit of time, but of course that's what you're going to initially want to do depending on where you mount the bottle. That spec'd out kit on the web, we recommend using a commercial fire extinguisher bracket. And the typical mounting places for your bottle could be down here on the floor, right here in front of the seat. It also could be inside this back compartment, in which you would just drill a couple access holes for the hose to run in the compartment and then back out to the back of your live wells. My Phoenix bass boat has passenger side rod locker storage right here, and I end up just mounting my bottle just right inside the locker here. You can see where the hoses ran. I just mount my bottle right inside here. It works really well right here. Like I say, I've already got the oxygen hose ran through the side gunnel here. Of course, it comes out right here, and I'll eventually tidy all this up. The next step's going to be to get access here to the back of the live well walls, so I can go ahead and run the oxygen hose. Let's dig this out here. You'll see what we've got here. It is the main hose coming from the bottle, and then we've got a black plastic T that actually splits off and goes to each live well and each oxygen diffuser. So we've got a little work to do to get access to the back live well walls, and then we'll hop back into the video. You can see here that I've gained access to the back of my live well walls. And what I've done, I went ahead and drilled 2 holes in each live well side, really about as high as I can get inside that live well wall. Of course, the first hole is for this male-female 1/4-inch brass fitting. The live well wall will sit right here. Of course, you come in from one side of the well here, the other side of the live well with this fitting, and eventually get a screw-type fitting with some Teflon tape here to prevent leakage. The other hole you see, with the cable already ran through, you see I've got one on each side of the live well. Not only do I run pure oxygen injection, but I also, let's walk over here and take a look at this. I also run live well temperature sensors in both of my live wells. You can see here I've got 3 temperatures plotted here. The top one would be lake surface temperature, and then the bottom 2, the 79.1, that's the starboard live well. 79.6 is the port live well. Not only is it ideal to run pure oxygen injection in the live wells, but also anytime the water temperature is above 75 degrees, I add enough ice to cool the live well temperatures 10 degrees below that of the lake temperature. And with these Lowrance units and the EP80 network temperature sensors I've installed in the live wells, you can see how easy it is, just looking at your Lowrance screen here, to add ice, and in this case we would want the live well temperatures around 70 degrees. You can see here I've got the brass fittings ran through the holes in the live well walls. I've also got Teflon tape on those threaded fittings to make sure there's no oxygen leaks there. Now what I need to do is hook the hose up and mount the diffusers in the bottom of the live well, and hook the oxygen hose to the back of the live well walls and get that panel put on and get everything cleaned up. Now I've got the air diffuser and oxygen hose fully installed inside the live well, along with my live well temperature sensor. What I do is, instead of drilling any more holes in the live well down here towards the bottom, I just secure the live well temperature sensor as well as the oxygen diffuser with zip ties located behind the recirc pump mesh screen. Works really well that way. Okay, I've now got the oxygen line T, both ends of that T, hooked actually to the back side of those brass fittings. I've got everything tightened up with hose clamps. You can see the oxygen line runs here through the gunnel up there to the regulator like we discussed before. So at this point, all I've got left to do, and it's a critical part of the install, is to take some soapy water and test every single one of these connections behind here and in the live well to ensure I don't have any oxygen leaks. So there's the finished product. I tested every connection for leaks. Actually, it had one of the brass fittings, patched it up. Everything's looking great. You'll see those fine pore diffusers. It's just a fine bubble mist that comes off those diffusers. So everything's looking great.
Please take a detailed look at the online Texas Parks and Wildlife presentation at this web address. As tournament anglers, we owe it to the resource to make sure that fish in our live wells have optimum care, and this oxygen system ensures just that.
Get a Limit Outdoors, sponsored by Rigid Industries LED Lighting, Seagar, always the best, Legend Boats, Scent Lock, Bill's Marine, Muddy Outdoors, Brothers in Arms Game Calls, Low Ramps, Find, Navigate, Dominate.